Hi, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I am Julie Bigby and I am the Happy Hustle Coach. And tonight I am going to be talking about social media. So there are a number of incredible women in the Happy Hustle Hive, which is the paid membership group, that are setting their businesses alive this week because we are in launch week. And one of my lovely ladies, who I think might be joining me quite shortly, has just set up her social media accounts. And it got me thinking, because there've been a number of questions this week around, okay, so what do you do with social media? Once you set it up, how often do you post in it? How do you get people to buy your product or your service by interacting with your social media? Hi, Liz. I'm just talking about you. And I thought I would just come on and talk about how much is too much on social media. So I think the big worry that I see people having is that they don't want to annoy people on social media by posting too much. So the secret to this is, first of all, don't only post a post that says, buy my thing, buy my stuff, buy my, hi Janice, buy my service, buy my product, because that is kind of dull. What people want from you is people want to get to know you, because people, no matter what you're selling, people are always buying people. So the more posts that you can, so a variety of posts, but the more posts you can put on about your personality, your process. Hi, Sandy. Your personality, your process, you in your recording studio, if it's a course, or, you in your crafting studio. Hi, Claire. Any stories about, I hurt my thumb today, or here is, an order that I have permission to share, really excited to be packaging it up. Here's my new packaging materials that have come in. All of that stuff is of great interest to people, because it means that they are buying not just a thing from Amazon or a thing from a shop. They are buying you. They are buying your energy, your skills, your talents. Hi, Gail. They're buying a piece of you, basically. So people will want to do that when they connect with you. And social media is the perfect, hi, Julie. Social media is the perfect way to get people to kind of get to know you and to understand why they would want to support you and why they might be interested in your product or your service. So when you have a blank social media account, like lovely Liz, who's on here, has at the moment, because she's literally just set up her Instagram shop. So Liz, if you wanted to share your Instagram shop, I'm pushing out your comfort zone here, in the comments, so that everybody could go and have a look, and that would be absolutely fine. Hi, Stacey. But just in terms of what to post on there, you're looking for it. So you do want to talk about your story. You do want to show people your day. You want to show people parts of your design process or whatever that is. But you also want to sell. So some people do none of that. Some people do too much of that. You really want a combination. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Stacey. Did I say hi to you, Stacey? You really want a combination. So three types of post, in my opinion, that work really well on social media, and you need to really be rotating through them. The first one is this story, so it's get to know me. Here's a little bit about me. If you can do that via a video, push yourself well out of your comfort zone. That works brilliantly. But if not, if you just want to start gently, here's a picture of me crafting. Here's a picture of me recording. Here's a picture of me delivering my service, whatever it is. So stories like that, this is what I'm up to today. Look at me, I'm on my way to the post box. Look at me when I was out performing whatever service I offer today, I came across this lovely little dog. You just, like, the sort of stories that used to be at the end of the news back in the old days, like the happy kind of, general interest story. The second type of post that's really, really useful Oh, so let everyone, Liz has just posted her Instagram handle. I think that's the right word. So go, Liz is just starting. If you want to see somebody starting from scratch, Liz is that very person. She's literally just launched. It's so exciting. So the first one is a story post. Hi, Joe. The first one is a story post. The second type of post is a testimonial. Now, you can only get these once you have started your side hustle, but you can easily get them from friends and family. And I don't mean made up ones. I mean, give your service or your product to a friend and say to them, what do you think? And then ask them to write that down, or you write it down and ask for permission to share their words. Whenever you share a testimonial, I don't know if the last time you bought something online, I'm guessing it was recently because most of us aren't going out to the high street these days. The first thing you do is you look at the testimonials, don't you? The reviews on Amazon. You look to check. I met a friend this morning actually, and we were talking about buying things from Facebook ads, and she was talking about having bought this messy bun hat off a Facebook ad, and she was saying anyway. The conversation was around she had two of them in her basket, and then she realised there was quite a hefty postage charge. And Amazon has really trained us not to want to pay postage charges. So it was quite funny. Anyway, we were just saying if the hat had been charged more and the postage was free, she definitely would have bought it. So that's some psychology that we can talk about. But I think the interesting thing is that the majority of people, when they buy online, are very interested in testimonials, reviews, customer feedback. So when you've got great customer feedback, and you can get that from the reviews that are left in your Etsy shop, you can copy and paste those, because those are, you can take out customers' names to be absolutely sure. But once somebody posts something on a public forum to say, I really like this thing, they're usually happy for you to share it, although it is always useful to check or to take their name out. Google reviews, where people have left you Google reviews, Facebook reviews, or where people have just sent you a message. If someone sends me a message, so I would, when I send out my jewelry, I always send a follow-up note. I've got it automated, so it looks like it's lovely and personal, a follow-up sort of email note, but it's just auto-generated. Just to say, just checking in, make sure that you've received your parcel. I hope you love it. Here's some kind of additional care instructions. And if you wouldn't mind leaving me a review, it really helps me as a small business. And I would put a link into where people can leave a review on my website or wherever I want to direct them. When people do reply to that, and when people leave the review, then I would contact them and say, thank you so much for leaving the review. I really appreciate it. And I genuinely do. Would you mind if I were to share your kind words publicly, so that people can kind of get a sense of what it's like to work with my business? And normally they come back and say yes. It's very rare. I've had a couple say, listen, it would be great if you didn't, because this is a present and blah blah blah. So there can be reasons, and that's why you can't make the assumption. But generally people are okay about that. So first type of post is around the story, everyday stuff that's going on with your side hustle. Second one is a review, testimonial, some sort of customer feedback. And then the third one is a here's how to buy this thing post. Now, it's the here's how to buy this thing post that I either see too much of or none of. Very few people get it right in that sort of 3-post combination. And if you want a formula, go one story, one review, one buy it now, one story, one review, one buy it now, so that you've got an actual structure if you like that. Lots of people just don't do any buy it now posts. They don't tell people how they can buy the thing because they don't want to. What are all the reasons? They don't want to be a pest. They don't want to be salesy. Maybe it's kind of awkward. Maybe they don't think it's good enough. So there's a whole load of kind of negative stories that can be going on in your head there. And there's something around when you post regularly, and I do see businesses that are maybe well-intentioned, but just haven't really had any sort of training in social media. Hi, Karen. Just posting, here's my thing, here's my thing, here's my thing, here's my thing, buy this, buy that, buy this. And those sort of posts, although they don't irritate me, they don't make me want to go, oh, that's I must go and buy that immediately. So they're unlike, well, I guess it depends on your ideal customer, doesn't it? So at the moment, I am gearing up for my next 5-day challenge. And indeed, some of you here, I think, are names that have registered for my next 5-day challenge. I'm going to open the group on Friday and we start properly a week today, next Monday. Because of that, I have really stepped up my social media presence. So I am posting very regularly on all my social media channels. Now, what is too much and what is not enough? What I used to do before I understood the algorithm of social media was I used to maybe post once or twice a day, but any more than that, I would be thinking, oh, I don't want to irritate people. I don't want people to get bored of me. I don't want them to. So I had those stories going on in my head. And the absolute epiphany for me was when I understood. So because I want to get as many people as possible into my next challenge. So each time I run a challenge, I kind of step up the marketing because I've got a real dream of having like a really full, engaged group of incredible women all setting up side hustles and becoming more joyful and rippling out joy to the world. And that is my ideal, to be working full time on that. So so every time I do a 5-day challenge, I step up my marketing, I step up my social media. Now I am posting on all of my social media accounts per day, at least 6 times a day at the moment. Now, I want you to just check in with yourself and go, how does that feel for you? So for some of you, you might go, yeah, that's totally fine. Some of you might go, oh, 6 times a day, like 6 times a day. And I remember when I started it thinking, oh, I don't really know how this is going to go, because how are people going to react? Here is the thing that I have learned. When you post once a day, even on social media, which might sound a lot for some of you, once a day, not everybody sees it. Not everybody's on social media every day. And even when they are, the algorithm dictates that not everybody's going to see that. So they might not see your thing at all. When you have something that you are selling that is of service to somebody else, so be it a product or a service, when it's something that's going to help somebody else, they have a right to know about it, and it's your job to tell them about it. Now, it's up to them whether they purchase it or whether they take you up on an offer or whatever. That's up to them. But what's really sad is when people don't know about it. And do you know what's really interesting? So the friend that I met today, we were talking about Amazon, and we were talking about the fact that it's really easy to buy from Amazon, and there's a lot of focus on supporting small businesses. And she was saying she felt kind of guilty because it's actually so much easier to buy on Amazon. And I think a lot of us can identify with that. But my friend's very principled and ethical. And she said she did feel bad about it. And we were just talking about, so I said to her, she was talking about getting her groceries delivered. We were talking about people wearing masks and all that. And I said to her, do you know what I have just discovered is Prime Now? And I wasn't aware that Amazon had a grocery service in the UK. Ridiculously, I knew they had it in America because I have actually used it when I've been on holiday in America. I didn't know it was in the UK until a friend of mine told me about it a few months ago. And my friend this morning, who is American and is a big Amazon advocate, had not heard of Prime Now. Now, Amazon are brilliant at advertising, but I had completely missed the fact that Amazon have a grocery delivery service. So I don't know how I've missed that, but I think Amazon are missing a trick with their advertising, because my American friend did not know that either. And the amazing thing, if you're comfortable with using Amazon, the amazing thing about Amazon Prime Now grocery delivery service is that you put your shopping list in at 11 o'clock and it can be delivered by 1 o'clock that day. Like it can be literally at your house within 2 or 3 hours of you ordering it. And as long as I can't remember what the minimum order is, it's something like £35, but as long as you're ordering more than that, then it's free. So my friend was telling me about how she'd got this delivery pass for Tesco and how it was really good and whatever. But she didn't, and a few months ago, I didn't know about Amazon Prime. Now, Amazon should be shouting about Prime Now all over the place, because I feel like during lockdown, if Prime Now had been available, that would have taken a lot of stress away from me and my family, because we were self-isolating for the first couple of weeks and I was relying on, there were no grocery slots available, and they were, of course, being used by people who really needed them. And I did have neighbours that were able to go out for stuff for us. But if I'd known about Prime Now, like that would, and assuming that you could have got it at the time, I'm not sure, but assuming that you could have, that would have been so much easier for me and so much less stressful. So by Amazon not really promoting Prime Now, it's like they're not selling it. Therefore, I feel aggrieved that I'm not being sold to. Do you know what I mean? So think about when you're putting your product or service out there, your ideal customer will want to hear about it. The people that are not your ideal customers will just ignore it. Somebody who's not your ideal customer might go, gosh, that woman's posting a lot on her social media at the moment. It doesn't matter. They're not your ideal customer. It doesn't matter what they think. That you're not going to ruin their life by having, I mean, all they need to do is unfollow you, and that will happen. And when it happens, like, don't take that personally. It just means that person was never going to buy from you in the first place. So there's no point in them following you on your social media. So the answer to how often is too often posting on social media is, I don't think there's a too much. Certainly 6 to 8 times a day is not too much. The various social media platforms reward you for being consistent. So what you start to do, you have to kind of keep going with, or it's best to keep going with. So if you aren't going to consistently post 6 times a day, then hold on, Liz, I'll come back to your question. If you aren't going to consistently post 6 times a day, then maybe just decide what's realistic for you, but be consistent. And when you are consistent and when you get engagement on those posts, then each social media algorithm goes, oh, these posts are good. People like to see them. So when people start giving you like hearts on your posts or commenting on your posts, that's really great. So particularly in the stories ones, you can ask people questions. You can say, this is what's happened to me. Has this ever happened to you? Or, here's a little dog I came across my walk. What's your favorite dog? Or, so something that's, it shows your personality as well as kind of showing behind the scenes of your business. Just got to take the dog for a walk, Claire. All this talk about dogs. I watched a Christmas movie yesterday called A Puppy for Christmas. Oh my goodness, the dog, and it was so cute. It's so cute. So I put it on social media so my husband would see it. I'm just watching A Puppy for Christmas. So the kids would say, I'm just watching A Puppy for Christmas. My husband came in and he's like, a dog is not for Christmas. Oh, come on, it was so cute. Liz, what happens if it's a friend that thinks that? So Liz, what you mean is, what happens if it's a friend that thinks that you're overposting? Is that what you mean? Let me know, because sorry, I saw you comment and I was in mid-flow there, so I'm not quite sure what that was relevant to. Yeah, it was a lovely film. It was a lovely film, I was just saying. Oh, you always know how those Christmas films are going to go. Like, you can spot it miles away at the beginning, but it was good. Yeah. So Liz, if it's a friend that thinks you're overposting, they're not your ideal customer, so they don't need to follow you. And I know that sounds a bit harsh, but if it's a friend will be excited. I've got plenty of friends that know what I do, but don't follow me. Because I do post 6 times a day, especially in the run up to a challenge. And because I've been doing my challenges for a year now, any of my friends that wanted to do my challenge have probably already done it. So they're now like, okay, so they're either now like moving on with their side hustle if they decide it's not for them or whatever. So plenty of them unfollow me. And that's fine, because it's not, I mean, you can use your personal social media, but it's really all the social media have guidelines that you need a business, you need a kind of a separate business account. You can't be solely using your personal social media to promote your business. Although, of course, you can share posts and you can talk, when you're just sharing normal social media posts, they can involve your business. But where you're only promoting your business on your personal timeline, for example, on Facebook, although a lot of people do it, It is technically not how Facebook's meant to work. Anyway, so Liz, the answer to that would be your friends will still be your friends on your personal social media, but in terms of following your business page or your business account and various social media, they just don't need to. So if it's too much for them, if they're uninterested, how will you promote your business page without doing it on your personal page? So in terms of Facebook, so you can promote it so you could promote it in other groups. Liz, if you watch within so everybody else, Liz is in my paid membership group. Within the Hive, there is a masterclass on 5 ways to market your business, and it's in there. So if you have a wee watch at that one, I can't remember if you watched it beforehand, but it probably wasn't as relevant to you at the time because you didn't have the account. So if you watched that, but we're going to do some more stuff on that anyway, Liz. So the thing is, don't post, especially in the run up to Christmas. Do not post once and then go, oh, I better not post again for a couple of days. People will not see it. You have to be relentless, and you have to get comfortable with that, and you have to get comfortable with people unsubscribing. You have to be okay that people go, this is not for me, because whatever you make or whatever you deliver is not for everybody, and that's the whole point. Like, you don't want to make something so insipid that everybody wants it. Like, that's so hard to market. When you niche down and you create something that somebody is ecstatic about, the people that aren't your ideal customers will move away from that, will be uninterested in what you have to say. And that's okay, because you're not marketing to everybody. When people unsubscribe from you, or people like, say somebody was kind of mean enough to, in fact, one of my friends was telling me, I'm describing you, Joe. One of my friends, who is a quite accomplished business coach, and she was telling me that somebody said to her that she seemed to be using her personal Facebook a lot to promote her business. And even at her, because she totally knows all of this, but she said even at that, she was able to go, oh, okay. So she said it sort of knocked her a little bit, but she just said, that's what I'm doing now. And the other person's like, okay, because what? When it's like when you go into a Facebook, so for crafters in here, it's like when you go into a Facebook group of crafters and you ask for their opinion. Those are not your target market, so their opinion is irrelevant. So I see this all the time. People will go into a craft group and they'll go, here's a thing I made. How much would you pay for it? And those crafters are people that can make their own stuff. So they know how much the supplies cost for that, and they know they could make it for that. So they go, I would pay $5 for that. And then it totally knocks people's confidence over charging what it's actually worth to their proper ideal client. So in terms of social media, it's the same thing. You need to really think about your ideal clients. The people that are going to buy from you anyway will not get sick of you no matter how often you post. I want you to think about the people you love hearing about on Facebook, the people that you love hearing from. Like, for those of you who've been in my world for a while, I'm posting 6 times a day at the moment. Does it make you roll your eyes and go, for goodness sake, Julie's posting again? I am raging. Does it? It probably doesn't, because there will be people that might feel like that, but they're not here. They're not tuning into my Happy Hustle show. If you're tuning into this, it's because you're probably still mildly interested in what I have to say. I know some of you know me really well. Some of you don't know me yet, and you're going to get to know me next week when we do the 5-day challenge. But you're probably potentially people that would be in my world and would be interested in kind of following me going forward, because you haven't been upset or angry by me posting 6 times a day and putting Facebook ads out there that might appear in your Facebook feed even more often than that. If that were to upset you, you're not my sort of person, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Same for you, and same with your side hustle. You're not going to please everybody, but don't hold yourself small on social media because you're worried about what a family member might say, what your neighbor might say, or someone might go, I can't believe it. She already posted on Tuesday and she's posting again on Friday. Put your prices on there, tell your story, share your testimonials, put your prices, tell people how to buy, and just send it out to the universe. And the people that the people that absolutely are attracted to you and to your side hustle will be there and they will buy from you. I can see that my husband has our dinner ready because everybody's gathered in the kitchen and they're all looking at me as I'm finishing up because I didn't mean to be on for this long. Normally the Happy Hustle show is slightly smaller than this, or sorry, slightly shorter than this. And final thought, Julie's final thought, post relentlessly on social media. So Liz, I know when you're starting, I want you to decide how often you're going to post and I want you to stick to it. At least once a day, preferably more than once a day. Think of all the possible things that you could post and go for it and just see what happens. The more you post, the more people are going to find you. The more people find you, the more your ideal clients will find you. The more your ideal clients will find you, the more you are going to sell. Focus on those people that love you. Thank you so much for spending Monday evening with me, everybody. I will be back on Thursday night for the Happy Hustle show again around this time. If you want a notification as to when just before the next Happy Hustle show goes live, I will pop in fact, I'll change the post here with this video and I'll just pop a note into where you can get a notification before I go live next time. Thank you, everybody. Have a brilliant week and I will speak to you on Thursday.